So I've got Cara here, and you'll notice that we've got a lot better handler engagement. So I have her e-collar turned up. So one of the things that we will do when we are e-collar training our dog is we put them in situations that you'll hear me refer to as setups. So what a setup is where I bring a dog into a situation where I know that there's a chance that the dog may fail. So with Cara, this is the first time that I've done this. I have Svasti on his dog bed right here. He's 4 feet away from her, and Binks is maybe 10 feet away from her over here. So we've worked on obedience together, we've worked on handler engagement, and she's getting much better about actually engaging with me when I'm working with her. So now we're not necessarily staring at everything everywhere else and interested in everything else that's going on. She's paying more attention to me and what it is that I'm asking of her. The e-collar training has helped with that. You'll see that this is a very intense situation for her. You can see her shivering. I don't know how well that's translating on the video, but you can see which you can't see from here, but what I can see is the body language coming from my dog over here is he's actually shaking because he's picking up on her body language. Dogs communicate primarily through body language. Now I also have Shadow outside the sliding glass door over here, so Shadow's running back and forth. So if you see her glancing off that direction, that's what she's watching. When she first got here, she was explosive with other dogs. She was brought to me for an incident that happened where she got into a fight with a dog that was off leash and ran up to her at a park. And she's been relatively explosive when she sees the other dogs when she first got dropped off. So we're working on paying attention to me when there's no other dogs out. Now we have other dogs out. This is a whole new level of training. So we got a yawn. Yawning is processing. I like to see yawning. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with her and try to get her attention off of Svasti and have her work with me for a few minutes. We're still shivering, so what's happening is we're processing. The shivering that we're seeing here is not that the dog is scared. A lot of people think shivering and they think, oh, the dog is scared. Shivering is an adrenaline response in your dog. Something else that you'll often see, and anybody that's got a dog that's really high drivey on playing with a ball, if you've ever played fetch with a dog that is just what you would normally describe as ball crazy, what a lot of people will talk about is the teeth chattering. That the dog gets so wound up over the ball that they sit there and their teeth just chatter, and it's almost like they're shivering. It's actually an adrenaline response. And so we're going to let her get that out of her system. Cara, sit. Good girl. Very good. Good girl. And she's taking treats from me finally. It took her, it took her almost a week to take treats from me. She was very not interested in having treats out of my hand. But we're getting there now. We're working on building a relationship. Cara, come. Cara, come. Good girl. Good girl. Cara, sit. Good girl. So what we're doing is we're making a good experience out of being around the other dogs. I'm also going to start some place training with her today. No. Ready? Cara. Go, Betty. Come on. Atta girl. Good girl. Now, this bed's a little bit small for her, but I know that it will support her weight. Okay, Cara. Good girl. Now, we've previously worked on release command, so she's got a little bit of experience with release command. Nope, you don't need any horse treats. Cara. Cara, sit. Good girl. Stay. Okay, Cara. Good girl. Cara, sit. Good girl. Okay, Cara. Good girl. Cara. And we're getting excited. Ready? Go to bed. Good girl. So right now, you're just starting the very beginner patterning of place command. Okay, Cara. Good girl. Good girl. And eventually we will start working place command in situations where I have her on her dog bed and I get my dogs up and work with them. And what this does is it creates some patience within the dog. It teaches her to wait patiently while I have the other dogs out and wandering around. And so this is a trigger, and we're basically desensitizing her to a trigger. So a couple new things going on today. We've got dogs in here. I've been working her on a slip lead for the past week. She's been here a week and a day as of today. And so for the past week, I've been working her on a slip lead, giving her a break from the prong collar. Her owner was working her in a prong collar, but she was still doing a lot of pulling and kind of dragging the owner around. And so what I find with these guys is sometimes you can give them a little bit of a reset. And so what I did was I put her in a slip lead for the week, and we did a little bit of Keeler style heeling. Those of you that are dog trainers that follow us know exactly what that is. It's where you're basically doing some 180s in a couple of different directions, and the dog is learning that it's in their best interest to pay attention to you because they have to go where the leash goes. So anyways, let's do another repetition here. Nope. And my daughter just walked in, so we've got kids in the room, there's laundry going, there's dogs running around. This is something unique that we do here, is that we're teaching the dog in a home-like environment. She's not learning in a sterile kennel environment. At home, there's going to be noises. There's going to be things going on. Sometimes we have the TV running. Sometimes I have kids running around the house. So you'll notice in a lot of our videos, there's bloopers of children running in and asking for things. Cara, go to bed. Go to bed. Good girl.
Hey Mom, can I watch Grizzly movies?
Not right now. We will in just a little bit. Now, we're getting some hyper focus on Binks, but it's good she's breaking that focus. Cara. Okay, Cara. Good girl. Now, if she growls, I'm going to correct her. So that's what we're looking for her not to growl. Binks is eating, and so she's very interested. I have not fed Cara today, so Cara's hungry, and this is how we want them for training. We want them to be hungry. It keeps up the motivation. They're more likely to want to work for us when they're hungry and their payout is food. So she's working for some duck potato dog jerky. Hey, nope, you don't need to get in my duffel bag. Thank you. So anyways, there's a little update on how Cara's doing. I hope you guys can see in this video how much more interested she is and engaged she is with me. Clearly we're in a high distraction environment. Cara, sit. Cara, sit. Sit. Hey. Whoops. I knocked the tripod over. All right. So now you get to see some bloopers here. Training is not always perfect, and I don't edit my videos. Ellie, not now. Cara, nope. Good girl. Good girl. So we have a new level of distraction. Now we have a child in the room. Let's go, Cara. Cara, sit. Cara, sit. Sit. Good girl. Very good. So we're just going to work her through it. So that was a little bit higher because it got a little bit louder in the room. There was things going on. There's a dog running around. There's a child in the room. So we got a little bit distracted, and we're working through it. Okay, Cara. Good girl.